We are back with another Puck Boys podcast.
And we back, and we back, and we back.
That was not scripted whatsoever.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
This is the most hungover we've ever done one of these
Yeah,
things
no
before.
kidding. It is early.
I'm in rough shape right now.
Happy Good Friday and Easter Sunday to everyone.
I was hoping to drink enough to forget about the game.
That didn't happen.
That did not happen.
No.
I
I
cannot
kinda
get
did.
that image out of my fucking head of that guy.
Schwartz.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? He literally just
Deflected it out of the air. I can't
Yeah.
believe he made that play.
It
Game
hurts.
5 hurt.
Yep.
down 3-2.
Every away team
Dude,
has won.
I think the entire room felt this way when they scored a minute and a half into that period. Like the collective mood of the room just was like, now we're not having fun anymore. We're anxious. We
I'm
are
nervous.
nervous.
There's a knot in my
and-
stomach and I don't like it.
Yeah, exactly. I was not confident, and
Nope.
as soon as they scored the second one, like they tied it, I did not think we were gonna win.
Martin beside me said, with like the 6 minutes or 5 minutes left, he goes, "Oh, looks like we're going to overtime, boys."
Dude, I thought when
Who
you
the fuck says that?
and I
thought
looked at him
that
and I
is-
was like, "You jinxed it." He's like,
that
"No,
is
no,
sacrilegious.
it doesn't jinx it." I was
leave,
like,
leave it to
"Martin."
one of the two people who doesn't play hockey to be
Yeah.
the one who jinxes it.
But I don't know. I think it's been a good series so far. The fact that all the away teams are winning in this series is weird.
There was a couple stats I was hearing. It's the first time since 2004 that the first 5 games have all gone to the away team.
Yeah.
There has also been the team that lost the game
Scored first, I think.
was winning at one point
Oh,
in
okay.
every game, which is uncommon for most games, obviously.
Yeah.
And then there was a third one that I'm dropping the ball on. But it was another one about this series that was just like,
That's crazy.
I don't feel confident with when the Jets have a lead anymore. Like
No.
it wasn't very good in the regular season, but now I 100% do not feel confident. This
Oh,
team
I
has
do.
this team
I-
has a giant problem with leads.
I think we'll be fine. I think it sucks, but I think we'll be okay. We'll power through.
So Jets are gonna win this in 7.
Yep, we're coming back. We're coming back for 7.
Imagine a game 7 in Winnipeg. That's spicy.
Yeah.
I'm going to that whiteout party.
I might have to go. to that.
I will be situated downtown on Monday, even though I have an exam Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Absolutely shit faced.
Absolutely hammered.
Yeah, the next game is Monday, right? The 22nd.
Yeah,
That'll
because
be
we play
great.
tomorrow, I guess.
Yep, Saturday, Monday.
Saturday, Monday.
Fuck, that's gonna be a. I hope
This
it
is
goes.
how the honestly tomorrow's like if we lose like that's just gonna say how the weekend's gonna go or the rest of the weekend I guess.
What's the biggest problem with the Jets? Like, obviously, we're talking about them blowing the leads, but why are they blowing leads? Do you guys have a direct? Because I kind of have an answer to my own question. If you want me to lead with it.
I honestly don't really have anything. Honestly, I like the way we played. I think we are definitely a better 18-man squad outside the net.
I think we're. So wait, you're saying it's Hellebuck's fault?
Well, not necessarily. Like, it just, like, shit happens.
I think
Like-
there's been a couple games, like especially game one. Game one, Bennington won that game.
Yeah.
Like it was not like neither team played bad. Both teams played good. Neither team played great. And the difference was Bennington. He made
yeah.
the one save that Hellebuck didn't. But like yesterday, I don't think that's on Hellebuck at all. Like I think the shots
Yeah.
were 35 each almost.
Yeah.
And to me, the biggest thing is the team. It's their confidence. It's literally the way they play. They were on their heels as soon as the puck dropped in the third, and it looked like they were trying. They scored the first 2 goals in the first, and it looked like almost from that point on, they're like, okay, we're just gonna try and shut it down for 50 more minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's what they like their mentality was, and it's like, yes, they were trying, and obviously Hayes almost scored on that one play that is gonna haunt our nightmares. I don't know if I saw that in my dreams. I don't know about you guys.
But you know what? There was also, like, Shen scoring and getting it called back because the net was off, even though it
Was that
didn't
a goal?
matter. No, it wasn't.
They called
They
it a
called
goal.
Oh, they did.
They
Oh,
called
yeah,
it no
right,
goal,
right,
and then they
right,
reversed
What
it.
was
right.
your like take on that?
It should have been a goal.
Yeah, I think it should have been a goal.
There's
too.
no way, in my opinion, if the net's knocked over, yet the puck is
In the net.
clearly going in the net and the goalie had no intention of saving it, it's a goal
Yeah.
all day. All day.
Yeah. I do agree with that.
As a goalie, I think you got to call it by the book, and if the net
Yeah,
is off,
fuck
no
that.
matter what, you got to call it.
Yeah,
but
I know- I
but
know
I
that's
don't
like
think
the
the net
whole-
was off yet. Like I think it was
Oh, okay.
a hair of a second, and I don't know. Being a somewhat biased Jets fan, I kind of thought, you can't really reverse it. There's not enough evidence to reverse it.
Plus, they didn't call it a
but,
goal.
Like that's
originally.
what I mean. So
There
you,
was so many plays in that game where me and Marcus just looked at each other like as Jets fans, like, ooh,
no, I
Don't call
must
that.
have
Yes.
said, "Fuck, here comes a penalty."
yeah. Oh,
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
there was a few.
about 5 or 6 times.
Where
You
it was
want to know
like-
when I thought we were like the moment I was like, oh no, this might not end well. It was when they iced it and they didn't call it. Morrissey got it,
And
went
iced it.
around the net, and he backhanded it, shelved it all the way down.
Did they end
and
up
that got
scoring
called
after
for
that?
icing, and it came back. And after that, it was just like continuous pressure down low
Yeah.
against the Jets. And I'm like, man, this is something we would do.
Yeah.
We would blow a game like this.
We would blow. Yeah.
We would blow Game 5.
Yeah, I remember that play very distinctively because everyone went, "What? Where's the icing?" And then as soon as Morrissey flipped it, I went, "That's going all the way."
Yeah.
Like I knew it was gonna go, and the crowd was already booing before they even
Yeah.
called the icing.
But I think Line in this series has really turned it on. That's
Dude,
one
he's
pos-
playing
that's
like a
one
power
positive.
forward. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's one
He's
positive.
throwing his weight around. He's actually hitting. It's really
Yeah.
good.
He nailed Perron, and it was I think it was in Game 4.
Yeah.
And he was just like a little bit over the boards, and Line just came in and hit him really high up, and his whole body basically went over the boards, and it looked like
It looked like it hurt so bad.
oh yeah, it looked like he cracked 1 or 2 ribs at
Yeah.
least.
It was just such a solid hit. It wasn't like a big hit where he like goes flying and like lands on his ass. It was just like Line is 6'5", 2 whatever. Like that coming at you and just stopping dead on you like that. Oh, it would hurt so bad.
Yeah, I think he's been playing awesome, and there was even a play like I know he's been laying it with the body, but it goes to show like it pays off. Like there was a time where the puck was going into the corner and
Yeah.
Dunn was about to get it, and
Nope.
he looks up and he sees 6'5" Line who actually
Man
wants to hit
Viking.
people, and
Yeah.
you just see Dunn just do a little, and he just sticks out the stick and just
Yeah.
like tries poking it, and Line is like, okay, well, thanks, and
Thanks,
just
I'll
comes,
take
it doesn't
this.
even have to hit him, just
Yeah.
picks up the puck and.
I like the thought of Vince Dunn legit making that noise in the corner. Could you imagine going in for a hit and you hear that?
What the fuck? What is on the ice over here? What other positives do you think have come out of this St. Louis series?
Well, I think the biggest player positive is Laine. You guys
Yeah.
are talking about him. The first 3 games, he scored 1 goal in each, which is very unlike him. He likes to score more in bunches, especially against this team. But
yeah.
I've been liking it. His third one he scored, I guess it was game 3, where he received it on like a transition and then got it on the forehand.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful goal.
Yeah.
Like the hand eye to scoop it out of the air and like make a deke mid-air almost.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful. I think we've kind of covered the Jets series pretty well. I'm really worried about this series. I know Colin's not.
Yeah.
Not
But-
a little bit, not even face. I also think Bufflin's been a monster. I think Bufflin's been one of our best.
That play he made on that
Players.
overtime goal in Game 4, where Braden Shen was coming back or chasing him, and he just perfect stick lift, put his body where he needed to, and then the quick up the ice like that, and then they end up going in and scoring. It was like that's what made that play. Like he started that off, and it was absolutely beautiful to see a guy that big using his body to like outman a guy like that.
Yeah, Buff is suited for the playoffs, and he's been our best defenseman, I'd say. Him and Morrissey.
Morrissey, I thought was a little shaky in the first 2 games, kind of like getting his feet back, but now like he's gotten a few games under his belt, and he seems back to the normal Morrissey way.
Well, I'm curious to see what happened with him because he blocked that shot. Oh god, that was a good voice.
Oh,
crack.
wow.
That was 1 in a million. Holy, I'm gonna call myself out for that. You know what you're talking? I know we've dived into the Jets like a lot now, but one of the other things I want to talk about, like depth scoring, isn't there.
No.
I was gonna
Dude, it's literally just our first power play. It's those 5 guys: Connor, Scheifele, Wheeler,
Hayes
Laine.
does have 2 now.
I saw
but-
I saw the stat about our bottom 2 lines in game 5. They had 8 of our 10 scoring chances. We
Yeah.
had 10 scoring chances, and 8 came from the bottom 2 lines.
Yeah, Lowry, Tanev, and Cobb has been doing.
They were
well.
on fire last game. I think they probably had 4 or 5, and then the third line had the other.
Oh, I think they
ones.
played well. It's just a matter of actually putting the puck in the net.
Well, they were the
They
one
did-
who
they put-
scored the
they put
first
the-
goal, right?
yeah,
And
they
he scored the second one.
Yeah, like last game, it was actually that line or those 2, the bottom lines that were the best lines.
Ehlers, no points, -2, 5 games.
He's been
Classic
garbage,
playoff-
and just like
playoff
last
Ehlers.
year.
Rosovic, 5 games, no points.
Put Vesalainen in.
Trouba only an assist. Myers pointless. Sherratt pointless. Kulikov pointless.
Sherratt is an exception. I think he's been playing really well,
Oh yeah,
like in his own end. Oh,
he's the most physical defenseman in the series.
yeah, I'd say him and
He's hitting-
Myers
yeah.
is a
Him
close
and
one.
Edmondson.
Joel.
Shen too. Shen's been a fucking beast. Anyways,
Yeah, but
then-
Shen's a bitch because he
'cause-
punches people from behind.
yep.
And they did just recall like all those Moose players because the Moose are out of the playoffs. So they have like the Vesalainens and the Danos and all that. Do you put one of them in for someone? Do you take someone out, put someone in?
I don't think
I think I would sit Rosovic. I wouldn't play him.
I would sit Rozovic in. Would you give a guy like Vesalainen a chance, or would you give it to like Dano or someone like that?
Oh, I was originally gonna say Par Lindholm, and because I think he's just your most reliable guy you have scratched right now.
And he's a center, so that's just having another guy out there who can take a face off.
What about Matty Hendricks?
Hendo.
I fucking love Hendo.
I love
but
Hendricks too.
It's just like he's not better than Par Lindholm.
I agree.
Like that's what it's come down to.
But
Although
it's all
having
about the
said,
heart, buddy.
having said that, like your backs are up against the wall. I would love to see Maurice say fucking and give Vesalainen a game in playoffs, and I
I
could just
know.
see him going
That's
off.
kind of what I was thinking, but
Like,
also
I could see it.
it'd be good to see. Because I do have hope for Vesalainen. I always do.
Speaking of young studs making possible playoff debuts, how about Kale McCarr?
Did you see the Colorado fans with kale in their hands? They were like waving
Yeah,
kale
that
around.
was
I,
stupid.
thought it
I
was
did not
fucking
see
hilarious.
this,
I thought
like,
it was fucking
The
hilarious.
vegetable kale?
Yeah, like the vegetable kale. They're like, kale.
It doesn't even spell it that way. Jeez.
Idiot.
I think he got like 12 minutes in his first game.
12 and a half and a goal.
And a goal.
So
Decent.
Yeah.
He's
And
gonna
you
be a-
called it. I think you said in the chat, you're like, he's gonna get his first point tonight.
yeah, I gave
Oh,
I gave
yeah.
the over under at 18 minutes, and Colin goes under, but he'll get his first point.
The only thing I didn't like is he's making Mete look like shit. Mete's still waiting for
There's time.
number one.
You should trade companies. Mete. He shouldn't be with True. No.
How is Colorado winning this series? That's the other thing I wanted to get in after McCarr, but
Dude, you're talking about choke jobs by the Jets. Calgary blew their last game against Colorado.
It's kind
in
of the
game
same
4.
thing, wasn't it?
exact same. They were up 2
Yeah,
nothing.
They were up 2-0
in
and
the
they
third.
Had the lead the whole time, and then
I'm
they
look.
tied it up with a pulled goalie, and then Rantanen scored the winner too.
Rantanen got both. He got the tying goal and the game winner.
Yeah, I'm
which
looking
was
at
an
it. It
absolute
was
snipe, by the way.
1-0 going into the third, and then 7 minutes in, Calgary scored to make it 2, and then a minute later, Colorado. 3 minutes
Yeah,
left,
Colin
Colorado,
Farrell, yeah.
and then 10 minutes into overtime, Colorado. So,
Yeah. That series has been really good to watch.
dude, I think that's the fact that Rantanen's the one that scored those 2 goals is really dangerous for.
Yeah, that's the last thing you need to
'Cause
happen. Like McKinnon, you knew
McKinnon's
he was
been
already
the-
gonna shred you.
He
but
might have been the best player in all of the playoffs so far. He's
So-
for sure, hands down, the best guy in this series,
Yeah.
and I think Rantanen can definitely be the second best guy in this series. And
Well, if Johnny Gaudreau wants to,
well,
you know,
Actually do
jack
something.
shit, yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, second best player is definitely available.
yeah, one assist minus 2 on the series.
Yeah, that you need better.
That's
For a
awful.
guy who almost had 100 points this year, you have to pull your own fucking
Johnny
weight.
Ham and Cheese is not doing
Yeah.
well. But Nathan McKinnon, I think, is taking over that series and absolutely running the Calgary's.
He's doing
Or-
rookie Nathan McKinnon did.
yeah.
And but except this time his team's a little bit stronger, and the team in front of him is choking harder.
Second most talented NHL player in the league,
Nathan McKinnon.
Nate Mack. Oh, absolutely.
The way he
With-
like
Without even a doubt.
Right?
Absolutely.
the way he runs the game for his team, it is quite.
Did
the
you
thing to
see his game-winning goal in Calgary?
Oh,
Like
where he
literally,
gets the puck from Ian Cole, like it was a perfect saucer pass, like in stride,
I saw it.
and the shot.
yeah. Like if you're that fast and you can shoot like that, there's no way you're not top 3.
Yeah, it,
Dude, he's got 3 goals, 2 assists in the series so far, and he's got 7 shots or 5 shots in each game, 2 7s and 2 5s. So he's dominating play. Like he's
Holy shit.
averaging a shot a period. I guess not with the overtime included, but you know, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Oh,
2 shots a period. Sorry, that's math.
So do you think
Um,
Colorado's gonna end it tonight? I guess it's tonight.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
You think
It's
it's, gonna
over.
happen?
Yep.
You think
it's
it's
over.
over?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, no, we got
Yep.
Toronto at 6, and then that game's at 9.
Well, I'm like, here's the math that I'm doing. I predicted the Lightning, the Penguins, the Jets, and the Flames in the Final Four. So I'm already 0 for 2. So
Dude, there's so many brackets that are so fucked. Like,
The only thing that I think I got right that was kind of out of the ordinary was the Islanders. And
Dude, that was a coin. I told you, like that was a coin flip.
And I
I
think
didn't
I
know which
still
one to
took him
take.
in like 6 or 7. It wasn't like-
Coin flip being 4-3, 3-1, 4-1, 3-1, all the scores, and a sweep.
Yeah.
Coin flip series. Also,
Can we
I rem-
dive into some?
you want to
Yeah.
you want to get into that one?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that one.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
What?
Barry Trotz happened.
Well, they already said they're like looking at maybe doing a little.
Also,
not rebuild,
your
but
prediction was
retool.
pretty fucking close about
Oh,
there
yeah,
being
no goals,
about
yeah.
very little goals in that series
Oh,
because
yeah,
only
the-
game
the
one.
Only game 1 was the one that went over. I know.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day, and I was
but
pretty
that's all
fucking
we
pissed.
need. So.
Yeah, I was so close. Yeah, no, their defense is hemming into that system that what Trotz puts out there of you're playing good defense, you're making sure that puck gets out, and I don't know how they're doing it.
Do you know who it is? Jordan motherfucking
Eberle
Eberle.
is
Four
nasty.
4 goals, 2
What the
assists.
hell?
I know.
Goal a game.
Yeah.
He has a goal. He scored once
Literally
in every game.
Every game, yeah.
The only thing I hate though is that's the guy the Habs are gonna get. Absolutely, if he has like a good playoff, but he only had like 50 points during the year, but they'll be
Yeah.
like, you know what, maybe you can get that 60-point potential. It's like
Ew,
no.
he did not have
Yeah.
50 points on the year.
No.
19,
pace?
19 goals, 18 assists in 78 games.
Oh, that's really okay. Then yeah, please.
He's on pace for
Pass.
40 points.
Pass.
I would love him back in Winnipeg or back in Edmonton.
Really?
Oh yeah, I would love him in Edmonton
There's
again.
no way.
That's
they
just
bring
because
him
you
back.
still love him.
There's no.
They're
way they
getting
bring him
Sam
back.
Gagne back. They're getting Jordan Eberle back. They're getting all the boys.
Who's
Hall.
Horkov? Ryan
Sean?
Smith?
Oh, give me Sheldon Surrey any day of the week.
Hall for Larson. Trade backsies. Anyways,
Is that with the injury?
what do you do if you're Pitt?
Fucking blow that shit up. You trade Malkin, you trade Kessel. I'm just kidding. I don't know at this point because they're still good. All those players that are their core guys are still. I don't want to say in their prime because I think Crosby's out of his prime.
What?
Really?
Oh yeah, I think he's going downhill. from here.
100-point man, Sidney Crosby.
I think he was more of a force in the NHL like 3 years ago than he is now.
Wow. 1 assist minus 4 in the series
Yeah.
with only 6 shots on net. Like he was not a big factor in that series. I was watching it and I thought he was playing 22, 23 minutes, so he was out there like doing shit,
Yeah.
but he wasn't the Sidney Crosby we know.
That's fair. I'm curious to see if he was hurt or not, because I know he's not going to the World Championship this year. But
They pretty much don't go if they're over 30 though. Like no one does.
I saw a thing. You know how like McDavid got injured in that last game? He got injured because he didn't want to go to the World Championship.
You need an excuse.
yeah.
Okay, we got to talk about the other 4-zip.
here's the stat:
This is
What's that?
every number 1 seed, or in a matchup where it's 1 versus 8, whenever 8 has swept 1, 8 has gone on to win the Stanley Cup.
hasn't it never happened?
That has happened 3 times.
But it was like the last
This
was
is
like
now the fourth.
1937.
Pretty sure it
I
was
think-
like. I'm pretty sure it was like in the 70s.
No, because I'm pretty sure because it hasn't happened in like the new NHL era.
Oh yeah, it definitely hasn't. No, like this is not
Because it was
recent.
like
that
it
has
was
not
like,
happened. Yeah,
I'm
no.
pretty sure it was
Not in-
37 was the last one. It was Boston over the Canadians.
Okay.
He seems to be pretty certain about that, so I'm not gonna.
I'm not going to
I think I
Go ahead,
think,
you
I,
with
think I
that,
saw the
but-
stat.
I'm not
So
gonna Google it, but
I just trying to remember our conversations. I want to go back to like literally 10
Oh,
days ago
yeah,
and just
it's-
talk to myself and be like, so it's going to be 4-zip. And I'd be like, okay, well, I wanted like 6 games. Like, really, Tampa's going to win that fast?
you know how I was talking
love
about
this.
how Montreal would have a way better chance at being Tampa than Columbus.
Remember
No.
that? How? Would they beat him
No.
in 3? And Columbus almost fucking did beat them in 3.
Montreal wouldn't have been down in that first game 3-0.
Like I don't think they realize the opportunity that they blew.
Tampa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the best team ever constructed, and you got swept.
Dude, I think like I remember saying going into it that Columbus is better than an 8th seed. Like we all sort of thought they
Yeah,
loaded up
yeah.
and they're stronger, but no way should this have happened. Like I think giving them a run for their money, like 6 or 7 games,
Yeah.
would have been a big thing. But fucking blow them out?
I want to know what I said on the podcast like 10 days ago.
We should go back and look.
We should go back and look to see what we said
'Cause I
about
think-
the Columbus Tampa
Yeah,
Bay
I think
series.
we had 4 games, 5 games, and 6 games, and we all had Tampa, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Oh, did you see Justin took Columbus to win the cup in the bracket that we did?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
dude, my dad and me, we made 2 brackets. One was the Slayers and one was the Prayers.
Yeah.
And the Prayers is by far leading the league.
Yeah.
Because we have St. Louis, we have Columbus, we have. I should have gone with the Islanders, but I went with the Penguins instead.
Damn.
And then the other conference was Vegas.
Who do
So
you have for the Hurricanes,
That's
Washington?
looking pretty
Pretty
good
good.
right about now.
I had Washington winning, but but in the end, those were the 4 teams I had. So I loaded up on those guys.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was looking really, really sweet, and it hopefully still will. But the Slayers are really, really hurting. Anyway, what do you think this means for Columbus's future? Like, I know we said if they can like
I think it's awesome, but I still don't think this changed anything for Bob and Panarin. I still think they're
Really?
kinda, yeah.
I honestly think this is the type of thing that like
I could see Duchesne staying.
okay.
I think he has the best chance of.
I think this
and
is the type of thing that can morph a team, that can
Oh.
mold a team, that can
And
like
be like, who cares if
one
we're in
round.
Columbus?
If you can do this again,
if there's any situation where one round could though, it's this one because it's the biggest upset in that we've ever seen.
I have Columbus as the favorite.
You think
In
they're
the- in
coming out of the
next-
East?
Yeah,
No.
in the next matchup, I would have Columbus as
So
the favorite.
Boston or Toronto?
They just swept a 62 win team.
Yeah.
I s-
And
I
Toronto
still-
and Boston are
fuck
going to
that.
beat the shit out of each other.
Yep.
It's going because
rested
it's
up,
going
yep.
6 for sure, and
Yeah.
I think it's more than likely going to go 7.
Yeah. I like Boston so much though.
I want to get. Can we jump into that one next?
Yeah. Kadri.
Game tonight. Yeah, Kadri. Let's start with
Valerie
Kadri.
Kadri suspended for the rest of the series, so not a specific amount of games, but just the series. I like it.
I think it's the right call.
Oh yeah.
He's an idiot.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
my god, dude.
such an idiot.
Again?
Dude, it's literally the same corner.
I know. That was the other. I wanted to make that
Really?
point.
It's the
too.
same
Yeah.
corner of the
Yeah.
rink.
Yep.
Oh my
Same rink,
God.
same corner.
Ugh.
Like it was not.
There's
it-
like a ray that just like shines down right there, crosses his wires, and he's like, "Fuck this!"
I don't know, man. Did you see the thing that happened earlier in the game where DeBrusque kneed him, or
Yeah.
the whole thing with that?
I don't.
Dude,
And-
there was a ton of back and forth between those two. It was not just the knee. Like
Yeah.
the entire game, they were at each other's throats and throwing punches after whistles and little slashes.
Do you
and-
think the DeBrusque knee was like I don't think he meant to do it on purpose. It's like how he was trying to get out of the way. It looked like a little bit.
He deserved a tripping.
Dude,
but he-
when
yes.
Kadri's on the ground, he's literally looking for refs the entire time while he's rolling
Yeah.
around. And at that point, I'm like, dude, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
I
Cut the shit. I thought he was fine. I think he was embellishing it a little bit. Did he miss a shift? Nope.
Nope.
he didn't have a whole period to rest, so give
Doesn't
him
matter.
that. Ouch.
But yeah, and then DeBrusque comes in, gives
He
Marlowe
hit Marlowe first, which led
into
to the thing.
stanchion.
Which, how do you feel about that one, Colin? Because you have a stanchion, so like PTSD. So
Wow. Okay. I didn't.
That's why they're rounded now.
yes.
In my opinion, it's more like Marlowe's a 40-year-old, and that's the guy who you're gonna.
It's playoffs.
He also hit him.
does
It
not
wasn't
matter.
even on the side. It was like a little from behind too, and he kind of like shoved.
It
him
was a
into
borderline hit.
I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
I didn't like it either, but
I wouldn't call it penalty. I think Kadri made the right call and like
trying
going
to
up to him.
stand up for him. But
But-
Didn't do the right thing.
Yeah, you don't cross-check him. You like punch him
Yeah.
or
take
like,
your gloves off and punch him
Yeah.
and get 5. You don't
Yep.
get 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a terrible cross check to the face, and all that.
Having said that, the fact that Kadri's out means that like guys like Moore and Gauthier,
Gauthier,
and Ennis,
yep, that's what I
man,
was looking-
those
That-
3 guys, that's their 4th line. Love it.
Does Patan get in it all?
Trevor Moore is single-handedly like I think he must have.
He's a guy.
He's got half the
Yeah.
hits on that team.
Yeah.
Like the team's
Did you
probably got
see the
50,
hit on
and he's
Chara
yeah. In the game 1 when he exploded him.
exploded into him.
I was listening to Toronto radio,
over.
and they were saying that they had a Boston analyst on. He said that this is the most he's ever seen Chara get knocked over like in his life. Like he's been knocked over like once a game, and that never happens. Like that's saying
Yeah.
something. And like half of them are Trevor Moore.
Well, I was gonna say, like his career is not gonna be like the longest. He's just like a guy who's getting his shot right now just because
And those guys in Toronto love him.
I heard
he's like the hot.
I heard them describe how he works, and they're because people are asking for him to be on the third line. They're like, we need to see more of this guy. And the argument against that was, you need to rest him because he plays once every 5 minutes, and he is like a cannon, like shot it out of a cannon. Whereas if you play him more regularly, he can't be that
Yeah.
rambunctious and that
Yeah.
like crazy. And that totally made sense to me. Like that's an example of someone who's like perfect for the fourth line. Because
Yeah.
he's just a big bottle of energy, just waiting to.
Kind of like Tanev.
Exactly. But I think Tana's got a little more skill, and that's why you play him on the
He has
third
a little
line.
more skill, and I think he's a little more endurance.
Mm.
He can just fucking.
But yeah, love
What
those
do you guys
guys.
call him though? That's all the 2-2s, and even if you had like a crazy 3-1 comeback you wanted to call, I wanted to see. But do you think Boston now has home ice? Do you think they're gonna hold on to it, or
I think Boston's gonna do it.
in?
I am hoping for Toronto versus Long Island matchup. So for that reason, I'm gonna say the Leafs are gonna win.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would love to see JT against the Isles. Oh,
That would
my
be so
God.
spicy,
that would be good.
Just could you imagine like a round of that?
back and forth.
Like Tavares going to Long Island for.
I'm also imagining a long series where there's like a 2-game stretch where he puts up like 4 points and he's he's the big boogeyman coming back to town. But there's also the 2-game stretch where he goes scoreless and like a -3, and it's like, okay, well this guy's like irrelevant in this
Irrelevant,
in the series, and and there's obviously the spotlight will be all over him.
It's kind of like a little off topic. Are they playing in the Coliseum in the second round? Have they got the like rights to play there yet, or anything like
I
that?
think they said they were gonna play there in the second round.
Because they said
Yeah.
I know they played in the first round in there, but then now they were trying to get the rights back or something for it, or like to get in there for the second round. Because I know they didn't have it.
Wrong guy to be talking to.
No, don't know.
No, yeah, that was something we should have researched before because I thought they were at Nassau and I thought the playoff run was at Nassau. I didn't think they were
Yeah,
changing
the
it.
Coliseum.
I thought they were switching part.
Yeah, they were switching. They were only doing the first round in like the building that they wanted to play in.
Oh,
Because you know how there's like I don't know which one's which, but the one they wanted to play in was the first round, and then the ones they didn't want to was in the second and third. And
Must be
so
nice
on.
having 2 home rings.
no, it's the
not even
exact
a home
opposite.
rink. It's not even a home rink.
It's an alternate.
Yeah, they have to stay at a hotel room. Like that's
3-game
right across
losing
the
streak.
Yeah,
We had to
exactly.
switch it up.
Yeah, switch it up.
street. Yeah.
Oh man.
So, you guys got Boston.
Boston.
I'll
Yeah.
Staying with
take
Boston.
Toronto.
You're
I'm taking Toronto.
you started with Boston, right? When we first made the calls, didn't you have Boston?
I said Boston.
Because we both
Yeah,
had
I'm
Boston.
gonna flip.
I'm
Absolutely.
I'm staying with Boston.
And
I
I
think
said
they're
Game
gonna
7 too.
pull it out.
Yeah, I think
I
Mitch
see.
Marner's also been
A beast.
absolutely. Dude, I think he's been better than Matthews.
He's the best leaf
He's the best.
Oh yeah.
and maybe the best player in the series. Like Pasternak turned it on
He's
last
been
game and he
really
was
good.
so
Marchand
good.
was- a
Muzzin's
beast.
also been. Muzzin's been the best defenseman.
him
He's been
and-
better than Riley.
It's him and Zaitsev are playing together, right? They have been on the top line of Boston, and other than last game, they've kept them quiet.
Yeah.
Up until last game, I believe the 3 of them, Marchand, Pasternak, Bergeron, had 1 assist before Game 4 as like a 3-man group.
I know Bergeron scored and Marchand got an assist to it. And
Pasternak had
but it doesn't
2.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pasternak didn't score till Game 4.
Till Game 4, yeah.
So that's
Which is good. That and you
Yeah, you
hopefully
take
that
that.
doesn't. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't continue on.
So now to jump into the last Eastern series, we haven't talked about the Carolina and Washington series.
Yep.
I want to start with the hit that took Oshie out.
Yeah.
We just got breaking news. Fogel will not be suspended.
I wouldn't have given him a suspension either.
I don't think it deserved one.
Yeah.
He makes contact with him so far away from the boards. It just sucks that Oshie was put in that spot, sliding in that kind of position.
Yeah. How much longer was left in the game?
I think it was like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Then giving him a 5 wouldn't have like really done anything. So I just think 2-minute boarding penalty, and that's about it, to the extent.
Oh, I'm wrong. It was 14:52
Oh.
into the third period. So
5 minutes
5
left.
minutes
So,
left.
yeah.
And I think they made I think I probably would have given him 5. Like it was a very dangerous hit in terms of Oshie was full tilt and you put him off
Yeah.
balance with a
Yeah.
cross check. But I think it's more of it's an unfortunate an unfortunate accident, and it's unfortunate. It sounds like he's out for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
Not in this series
Didn't
for
they
sure.
say like he is out for a while.
Yeah,
What was
That's what they
the
said.
quote?
they
was
said a while, and that means they're thinking month plus.
quote won't be playing anytime soon.
Yeah,
That was the wordage.
that's not good.
I
He's a
just hope
big
he's
player.
okay.
He can kind of do everything for them.
Dude, the leg kick he made in game 1
Was so dirty.
was was one of the coolest moves I've ever seen. Like I've never seen someone kick a stick out of your way on like a drive to the net.
I've never seen that.
But it's I'm gonna like I want to do that
I
now.
want someone to do it now. So it's like use your feet to your, which could get kind of dangerous. You have blades at the end of your feet,
Yeah.
but like when it works
I,
perfectly.
I
like
think
that,
there's a way better chance that you go to kick a stick out of the way and then the
Get a
defenseman pushes you and then now you're going tumbling
Or
like
that,
wherever
yeah.
you like
You gotta
because
pick your
you'd be
spots
so
for
off
it.
balance doing
Yeah.
that.
I haven't really watched much of this series. I've watched like here or there. I've definitely watched all the highlights because I've been just watching highlights of like every single game. But
Ovi is a force.
yeah, he's a beast, and especially even when it comes to playoffs, he just turns it up another level. And he's kind of like a line A, but just better. He hits a lot more and has that ability to move and yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the breakdown of this series, and I actually thought it went 1-1-1-1. It was
1-1,
Washington
2-2.
won the first 2, and then Carolina won the last 2 at home, including 5-0.
Which was crazy.
One,
Mrazek?
dude, that game was actually ridiculous. The
Did-
shots
did-
were like 50-19.
The
45-18
was-
at the
it was
end.
They
45 to
went like
18 at
two
the end.
periods with it, or like how much time did they go with only one shot? Was
They
it
they got a
period?
shot early in the second period, and then the next shot came like 28 minutes later in the
Yeah.
third period.
Yeah, with I know I saw a thing
With
where it was
Ovi.
with 4 minutes left. It was like the shots were like 43-11.
Yeah, it finished up
Like-
almost triple,
That's
and
crazy. Which the Hurricane have been doing that all year. It's just like a lot of shots on net, and like Rod Brindamore seems to be like bringing the whole pucks on net aspect to their game.
That's how they have to play,
Yeah.
especially if it's a team like Washington.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win any
By-
other way.
Yeah. And Mrazek, he played really well in that game. Like the 18, I know it was like 18 saves or whatever, but there was 3 where it was like that should have been a goal, but Mrazek, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Helped them out.
stole the game.
There it
Yeah,
is.
made the good save.
Yeah.
He's been Carolina's best player.
Who?
Like Mrazek. Fogel's been really good. He's I think got
Such a great name.
three
too.
Fogel.
three goals or 4 goals in this series. But
Super bad, Fogel.
I got the
Yeah,
right
he's
one.
leading in points. Him and Slavin. I think he's been their
I
best
was-
player actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say Slavin or Pesci. or
He's been a
whatever
really
his
good
name was.
defenseman, but like
Yeah, I agree.
Mrazek a shutout in the game 3 and
Yeah.
then 1 goal against in game 4, which yes, it was an 8. This one was a 30 save performance.
Yeah,
And he outdueled Hopi because Hopi only had 24 against and let 2 in. So
To be fair, actually, I liked Svechnikov's game in the
first game.
series. I liked him. Oh, dude, I thought the first 3 games, I thought he was awesome.
yeah,
Well, two and a
2.5.
half.
Until
Yeah, you're talking about the Oshie hit. How about the hit that Ovi gave Svechnikov with his fist?
what I think is, or what I like about it is that like Svechnikov looked up to Ovi growing up because he's a Russian like scorer, and like that's what
Yeah.
Svechnikov is. So his idol apparently was
Yeah.
Ovechkin, and he just wants
how
to
could
go.
it not be?
Yeah, exactly. Like who else are you gonna pick? Like, and so the fact that he wanted to go him and then just got his wheels.
Brindamore came off like a total moron, calling out Ovi for
Yeah.
kicking the shit
That
out
was
of him.
stupid.
Right?
Who
like,
win a fight, Brindamore or Ovechkin?
Do you want me to show you the clip of Ovi?
I've seen it. Do you know who Rod Brindamore is? Have you seen him lately? He is jacked.
Brad Brendamore's he's Rod the Bod.
Yeah.
He's been Rod the Bod his whole career.
Who would win in a fight? Who would you take?
Ovi.
I'm
Yes.
taking Rod.
Not even a
I'm taking
doubt.
Rod.
He's like 50 now.
Oh, I don't care. I'd take Rod any day. 100%.
You saw Ovi fuck
Yes, I know.
Svechnikov right in the face with his fist,
It
right?
was Svechnikov. The guy's
In
he
NHL.
was born in
human.
2000. He's 19.
I couldn't take Svechnikov.
I don't care. I couldn't either, but I'm saying Rod Brindamore would. I think Rod Brindamore would win in a fight against Ovi.
This is such a dumb
This is
hypothetical.
it's such a stupid hypothetical, but here's the thing though, like I'm intrigued just because like I need to talk about this. You realize like you're also considering like age. This is also on ice. Like Ovi's gonna be he's
Rod
probably
played in the
gonna have
NHL. He was a big body out there. He still is.
When's the last time Brindamore got into a fight?
He guarantees got more career fights than Ovi.
Yeah, true.
Like I don't know
That's what
his
I mean.
stats, but he played in the 90s and 2000s. He definitely
you
has
had
a lot
to
more
play.
fight.
I'll take the stronger, younger dude.
Yeah, I think
Stronger?
dude, Ovi has been and has always been one of the strongest dudes in the league.
But Rod Brindamore was known as that as well.
I'm taking Ovi.
I'm taking Ovi.
I'm taking
Damn
the
it.
Russian bear.
This
Come
lasted
on.
too long.
No,
The only
I take
thing,
Rod.
the only thing with Carolina though is yes, Fetch is out, and Michael Furlan's also been out of this series for a bit. He's been dealing with an injury, so when you look up front, like it's still pretty. It's looking pretty bare as far as like top tier talent.
Yeah,
Is
you
he
have the
slated to
Aho
come
and-
back, or
I have
or
no
is
idea.
he out for the
I think
series?
I think they haven't really said. I think they're kind of taking it game by game.
They still have him as injured with an upper body injury.
Okay.
Unlikely to play in Game 4 is the last report. So that was the last game
Yeah.
he didn't play in. So no update for the next one. But just to wrap up the Svechnikov Ovi thing, you were saying you didn't like what Brendan Moore said. I see the argument for it. Like there is a little bit of like, I think Ovi's got to maybe give him a second chance. Like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure you want to do this, kid?" Like, I know it looks like Svechnikov says, like, "Do you want to go?" And Ovi just like drops his glove and is like, "We're going now,"
Yeah.
because he offered. But like, it's playoff hockey. Like, and Svechnikov's got to know that if you're gonna offer a fight, there's a chance he says yes. And
But when Ovi drops the gloves, he only gets he gets the one punch in, and at that point, Svech drops his gloves and starts trying to throw him. He just gets
He
dominated.
throws a few, but yeah,
Yeah.
he just gets dominated.
Like that's
after.
why I had no issue with it because
Because he get like Svechnikov gives the nod, like he
Yeah.
goes,
and
yeah,
he asked him.
and yeah,
It
basically.
wasn't the other way around.
And they were saying something about a butt end. It didn't look like he butt ended Ovi. Like they're like, oh, he got him with the butt end, blah blah, blah. And like that's
No,
like
he was
that's
I-
just
I
hacking
did-
it- He was
And I was
hacking
like,
and slashing.
I was
It's
like,
fine.
was that a butt end? I don't
Duncan
really
Keith
know. Like,
used to do that 5 times a period.
Yeah.
Like there was not. It was nothing for
that guy.
playoff hockey.
wakey wakey. That was in Seabrook. Was
Yeah.
it Seabrook who ran over
Bacchus in the corner.
Oh, that was such a big hit.
Such a bad hit.
Yeah, bad hit. And then Keith just comes skating
I
by.
loved that hit.
Wakey wakey. Oh, I loved it too.
I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I did too.
My dad was crying laughing for the longest time because
Yeah.
he hates the Blues.
Oh,
And he's
it's
like,
not
I
this
hate
then."
Seabrook, but holy fuck, was that a hit?
Anyway,
Anyways,
this is a
yes,
2-2 series.
yes.
Let's wrap it up. We all are on Washington still.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
No. I want the Hurricanes to win, but Washington's gonna win.
lame.
Wash got the dub.
In 6, can Carolina steal one more?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Carolina will make it interesting. I'd like to. I hope they do.
Dude, I really want Mrazek to play lights out and win this one on the road, and they have a chance to close it in Game 6. I don't think they're going to. I think Washington will rally and win it.
Yeah.
But I want the opportunity for Canes fans to possibly could you imagine closing out the series at home? Like those fans have been through so much, and
I just can't picture an Eastern Conference playoff with Carolina,
New York
I-
Columbus,
Islanders.
and the Islanders in, and Washington, Pitt, and Tampa out.
Yeah.
Like it's so
Like
weird.
that sounds so backwards. I can't even.
It sounds like a lottery
Yeah,
picks, not
yeah.
not playoff.
Yeah.
Situ-
It's kind of
like
the past.
winners.
It's kind of like now. It's like the past few years. It was like the Chicago's, the LA's, the Anaheims, and then now they're all shit. And we have like the new guys coming in of like the Dallases and the Winnipeg kind of this year and last year. And I like it. I like the new like switch up of teams, which you know it's gonna happen because with lottery picks and all that. But it's good to see, except for Edmonton. They're just always out. They never made that.
At least you know that.
Yeah,
At least you know your
they-
place.
they don't make that jump.
And I also just love the really sadness in
Yeah.
your voice,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
except for Edmonton.
Except for Edmonton.
Another 2-2 series, Preds and Stars. We got
I've-
two more in the West we didn't really talk about.
I don't think I've watched more than 5 minutes of this series live.
This
I
is
watched the one game where Rene got chased.
so the Game
It
4.
was 5-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the I watched the first like 5 minutes of that game.
I saw 2-0. I'm like, honestly, like I know they're probably not gonna win, but like I'd love to watch some TV where Nashville's just getting clapped. And I saw a couple more goals in the first period, and there was 4-0,
Yeah.
13 minutes in. I'm like,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
can
no,
do this.
I was watching that and then I was like, it's kind of over already, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch the Leafs Bruins game. So that's how that series has gone. It's like I've just seen the highlights of it.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm,
really have
I'm,
anything to
I'm
say.
more or less in the same boat. All I know is I like Zook. I think he's like the perfect guy for
For that team.
like a nice top 6
He
guy.
might have been the best free trade deadline acquisition.
Considering he didn't even play a game in the regular season for them, or he played one.
And that's why he might slide under the radar and no one might talk about him because people haven't realized. So sorry about this series. I was looking at the stats. In game 3, Ben Bishop allowed 3 goals,
On.
28 shots.
Okay.
You want to guess the last time he allowed 3 or more goals was?
2 months.
You're not supposed to answer. He's supposed to guess.
I'm gonna
Guess
go
the
with-
date.
I'm gonna go with 2 months. So I'm gonna say. What month is that? No. I'll
It's
say,
the
I'll say
19th
like
of
mid-
April.
I'll say like mid-February.
It was
Jesus.
February 4th. February 4th was the last time he allowed more than 2 goals in a game. Listen to this.
And
That's
he
like
doesn't
that's
win
like,
Vezina.
that's like
How?
Binnington numbers.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Like it was 4 goals against, and then it's 2-2-1, 0-0-0-0,
What?
2-2.
How many-
It's 4 shutouts in a row. But one of them he got pulled because he got hurt in the middle of the game.
Still.
So yeah, 4 zeros and then 2-2-2, 0-0, 2-2-3, and then 1 in the last game.
He has to win the Vezina. With numbers
should-
like that, especially going down the stretch like that.
No doubt.
He was the reason they made it into the playoffs. Like he
Yeah.
carried that team. I'm worried for I shouldn't say I'm worried for Nashville because I would kind of like to see them get upset. But it's been a very tight series. I've watched probably more than both of you in this series. It's been a 1-goal game, and this is, I would say, I thought the Islanders Penguins series was going to be very playoff hockey, like with a bunch of hits.
Yeah, yeah.
And they didn't really obviously get the closeness because it went a sweep. But this series is a playoff series.
Yeah.
This is a battle. These teams are going at it, and I honestly think they're gonna work each other into 7 games, and whoever comes out of this will lose to Winnipeg or St. Louis,
Louis.
just because they're gonna exhaust each other.
I'm looking at the stats right now, and for Nashville, their leading point getter has 2 points.
Well,
They have a few guys at 2 points, but like
they scored.
Ryan,
guys, too.
Ryan Johansson has an assist in 4 games. Was it Arvidsson's pointless?
As a team, they have 7 goals in 4 games, because they got 2, 1, 3, and 1.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
Yeah, But it's-
Forsberg,
but it's still
Forsberg
2
needs
all.
to be better. He only has 1
One
goal.
goal.
Granlund 1 goal. Turris 1 assist. Like,
Sorry.
man, you need
8 goals in the series. I'm miscounting
Okay,
that,
well,
but still.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Man, that's not good.
Would you? When I saw so Rene allowed 4 on 8 shots last game and got yanked. Saros went in, allowed 1 on 21.
Play Saros.
No, Rene's your guy.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna stay with Rene, but I think
If Rene gets shelled again, then you're looking at
especially if Game 5 doesn't start good, I
Yeah.
think you might turn to Saros and could stay Saros because I really like him as a goalie, and
Yeah.
Rene has not been good in the playoffs,
Nope. He chokes.
especially when it matters.
you know what? Sometimes you just do it, and even though you think Rene's like the better goalie, it's
You
kind
just
of like
need
what
the change.
Quinville did. Quinville sat Crawford for Darling, even though Crawford was the better guy. He just wasn't winning, and it's like we need to
Guy,
spice
Try
it up.
something.
We
guy
need
who
to-
can.
we need to mix it up,
make
and
the
he said
saves.
that was the hardest coaching decision he's ever had to make,
Yeah.
which is fair because
I would be so
I'd be pissed.
like having to manage a goalie. Like I'm a goalie. If I had to manage a goalie situation in the NHL
Yeah.
playoffs, I'd be like shaking in my boots. Like
Did you hear that thing? That's kind of like going off topic again, but the whole Columbus with their what's their
Kekalainen?
No, their GM.
Kekalainen.
Kekalainen? Yeah, okay. I didn't know what his fucking name was. But apparently he said that like they were going all in this year because every single year they say Columbus has been like a sell your players and get picks for it and we're gonna be good in the future kind of thing. And now he was like, this is my time to say like we're winning now and if we fuck up it's on me. That guy's walking around with the biggest sack right now.
Yes.
like
Oh, dude, he established he had the biggest nuts in the league
Yeah.
on trade deadline.
Yes, but
Yeah.
now he's showing them to the
now,
whole league.
now he's showing them. He's just like I did this.
Swinging that thing around.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was like, I'll take this if we if we get absolutely destroyed by or Tampa Bay and like we spent all this. He's like, that's on me. But the fact that now it's working out, lucky dog. But back to the Preds Dallas series.
I didn't have much more to say on the series,
Yeah.
but
The other
I
thing I,
s-
noticed is Dallas. Like, if you look at their point getters, it's their top guys who are performing. They're not getting as much help from the depth guys, and
Yeah.
I think you guys would agree that
Well, we
the depth
saw that
scoring on
coming.
Dallas is kind of shit, anyways.
Yeah, we saw that coming. We saw
Yeah.
If the Preds wanted to win the series, they had to shut down
Sagan
that first
Sagan
line.
can do it.
Oh yeah.
He can carry it. I think Dallas will win this series.
There's been some big saves in this series that I've noticed. Like that Rene
It's been good
one,
goaltending. It's
like,
been really good
back
goaltending.
and forth. Like, yeah, it's good series.
Oh, that save at the end of the game in Game 3 where
Mhm.
Rene robbed. I'm
Ben.
not even sure who
It
it
was
was.
Ben.
It was Ben on the
Yeah.
doorstep. It was a beautiful save.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think will take it? We'll move on, but
I'm not changing on my pick. I'm gonna still say the Preds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still gonna say the Preds as well.
okay. All right.
So do you want to talk about the last series that we haven't talked about?
Oh yeah. I want to quickly jump into the Colorado Calgary because we
Okay.
talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't highlight how, like, the biggest thing with Calgary in this series going into it was obviously the goaltending. We looked at their roster, top to bottom, other than
We
the
like
goalies. They had the
Was
best
deep.
roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the best 12 forwards, the best 6 defensemen. It was just who's it going to be, Rittich or Smith, and it hasn't mattered. They allowed 30, 35, and then 52 and 56 shots against in the first 4 games.
Oh my.
Like,
I
Colorado
knew the
is
two big
bu-
ones, but still
they're
plus 30
buzzing.
other ones. Yeah.
they're buzzing like crazy, and Calgary can't slow them down. I heard a thing on TSN about, obviously, you guys know Mike Smith's a really good puck player,
Yeah.
and that's known around the league that he's really good at playing the puck,
Yep.
which, if you don't understand basic hockey, it means when you dump the puck in, it's hard to do that because he can play it, stop it, control it for his team,
and get a good
and then
open
get
pass.
it, breakout pass and get out of the zone. What's happening is Colorado is so bloody fast on the rush
He's getting
that
in
they're
there.
giving them the zone. They're not forcing them to dump the puck in because if they step up on McKinnon, he's going to go by them every time, and he's being able to do that. So Smith can't play the puck
Yeah.
very much, and that's why they're getting so many shots against and why they're getting outplayed. That's been a big key in it. So I don't know. I think maybe going to Rittich is what the team needs because for this style of play, I think Rittich is the better goalie because he can't play the puck and doesn't have that ability, but I think he's a better puck stopper than Smith is. And I think the team just needs to mix it up. They're down 3-1, and he hasn't been the problem, but they need a fire under their ass. They need Goudreau to show up. We know we talked about that a little bit already, but like,
I think I would leave it the way it is. Just because, dude, like Smith, he has a 931. And that game that they lost, that game 4, that was not his fault at all.
it was not.
That was his team being an idiot, taking a penalty and then getting scored on
breaking down. Yeah.
in the last couple minutes. And yeah, I think Rittich is probably a better puck stopper, but I think it's pretty even. I don't think there's one that's definitively better than the other. Like, it's pretty much the same. And there's just the bonus of Smith can play the puck. And you can monitor how often he's playing the puck, but just
Yeah.
having that skill set, I think, is
yeah.
important. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
It is important. I just don't. I think
Yeah,
the
I
team
get it.
needs something new. They were one of the best teams in the regular season, and just like Tampa went out, like they're going out.
Yeah, I could easily see them doing it.
It's
Like, I
not.
wouldn't-
So we talked about the 2 sweeps that have happened.
Yeah.
Islanders and Columbus. I think the Islanders Pittsburgh was way closer. Like that shouldn't have been a sweep. It could have gone Pittsburgh's way a few games. Whereas I think the Lightning deserve to lose all 4 games. And I think in this series, Colorado deserves to be up 3-1. And I think the Flames just need they need a spark. They need to mix something up because something's not working right now.
Yeah, I think Johnny Hockey needs to get his shit together. All right, let's move on to
The last one,
the
Sharks and Knights.
This is the best acquisition at the trade deadline. Is Mark Stone. He has been putting up points.
Thank you, Captain Obvious to my right over here.
Well, he said that Zuccarello has been.
I said
And
Zuccarello could have been.
Yeah, but I think Mark Stone on that line with Pacioretty and Stasny is the
I'm
best.
still sticking with Jordan Wheel, but you know what?
Is the best playoff line I've ever seen. They're so good defensively. They're so big. They can hit you, and then they can come down and get 5 points each from Stasny and Stone.
You want to know what that line reminds me of? You remember when Boston was absolutely nasty, and they had the one line with Bergeron and Marchand and I think it was Sagan for a bit there
Yeah.
in that spot? But they had the other line, and it was the 2 power forwards. It was Lucic and Horton, and then the
Krejci?
middle you had
David
Krejci.
Krejci,
Yeah, and you
That's
got
what this line reminds
yes.
you of.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah. The only thing is I think from a physical standpoint, that's what Stone and Pacioretty bring. They have been hitting so goddamn often, and they're just like all in their face all the time. And the centerman's just like this underrated, really good passer.
Really good passer.
Yeah.
Smart defensively.
Not very fast.
Yeah, like it's kind of.
Yeah.
good in the face-offs. You know?
I see it in that perspective then.
I see the comparables, but that is definitely not what jumps off. I do not think Nathan Horton, when I see Stone and Pacioretty,
when Nathan Horton was rolling in playoffs, that is. Anyways,
What happened to Nathan Horton?
back injuries,
back in
because he's technically still employed,
league, yeah.
but
Yep, I knew that actually. He's one of those guys on what's it called,
LTIR
Island?
for like
he's on Robida Island.
There it is, Robida Island. That's what it's called.
Robida Island is shady.
And Lupul.
He's just like where he
Lupul
belongs.
too.
Lupul was on Robida Island because he sort of just had an injury and disappeared, whereas
Yeah.
Horton's had a legit
was like
back
he
injury.
He
and
definitely
complained
surgery.
about it though. He was like, "I'm not hurt."
Oh, I remember.
went
I
to
remember that
pressers,
training.
he's like,
I
"This
remember
is
that training
stupid."
camp
Yeah.
He
because
posted on his Instagram and everything saying like, "I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm not playing hockey soon" and all this stuff.
Kadri had a like that preseason had
Yeah.
a thing like how's Lupul doing or whatever, and he's like, oh, I think he's pretty good. He should be out there pretty soon. Like he said that, and then
Yeah.
he never played again. Like Lupul never played
something
again.
happened, and I don't know what. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Did Lupul like
Anyways.
sleep with Lamorello's like
This,
daughter or something like that?
this has been the
I thought you were gonna say wife for a
Or
second.
honestly,
that was just
wife.
crap.
Like anything at this point. Like, what did he do to be exiled?
We're getting
so
wildly
much?
off topic.
we're so off.
But I
topic
love
here.
it.
I do not want to speculate on why Joffrey Lupul is out of the NHL.
Knights and Sharks.
This has been. If you
Martin
want goals,
Jones.
if you want goals, this is a series. There's been 5 goals or more by the winning team in every game.
Plus, Martin Jones can't save a fucking
Beach ball.
Did you see Shea Theodore's goal the other day?
Oh, Brent Burns looked so bad.
Him and the other 2 Sharks he beat on the
Vlasic.
Dylan
play.
looked pretty
Vlasic.
bad.
Yeah, it was last.
I just remember.
You're right.
That was the exact Doughty quote right there. The turnstile. That's exactly what that was.
That's so true.
Because he literally did a spinorama
Yeah.
trying to swipe the
Yeah.
puck, and honestly, it was not the best finish. Martin Jones should have stopped that puck, but it was a beautiful goal.
I thought he went under the pad. He literally just went in between the post and pad.
Yeah,
Like there was a lot of net there.
Oh yeah.
Like, he was like, yeah,
but
maybe
then again,
cover low and-
I think you're Martin Jones. You're not exactly expecting a breakaway when it's a 1-on-3.
yeah,
You're not expecting a one. Yeah,
a Shea Theodore. Like
And if a guy's making $8 million in front of me, I'm willing to bet that he's able to take the puck away from him.
yeah, you should
But
have that puck. If you're making
apparently,
$8 million. Yeah.
apparently not. That's the way she goes.
This is another series I haven't really watched too much because the games are pretty late.
have you kept
So-
up?
The commentary between Kane and Reeves is wildly entertaining.
Yeah.
And the Thornton and Nosek,
Yeah.
that whole drama and stuff.
Because didn't Reeves say something about how he has a friend's dad who can't see that very well and he needs
Dude,
glasses
Reeves
above
came off
the-
as such an idiot.
Do you want me to lay it out there?
Yeah, if you
So
have the
Thornton hit Nosek
Yeah, I
with
know
the check
that.
to the head, and then
deserved the one game by the way.
and then he came out after saying, "I don't think I deserve the suspension. I thought it was cleaner. I thought it looked clean." And
Yeah.
that's why Reeves said, "I think you need to get your eyes checked.
Yeah,
You're old."
He said that his kids hit him harder than he hit Nosek.
Yeah, and I think Thornton's a little off base making that comment,
He
but
does chicken wing him. He sticks it out a little bit.
it was an illegal check to the
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
I thought the
He got a
regulars.
game too.
And I think
Yes.
it
Yeah,
was
it's
well
fine.
deserved.
Yep.
The only thing is, I don't like Reeves. Like, if had Nosek been the one to make this comment, I think it's way more in check. Whereas Reeves is sort of outside of the whole situation, and I know he's kind of their tough
Their
guy. Remember,
enforcer, yeah,
their
that's kinda
enforcer.
why I'm
Yeah,
thinking
8 minutes
but-
time on ice can settle down.
But you're not
Yeah.
you're not the enforcer off the ice, bro. Like you're the
Yeah.
enforcer when you're on the ice, but off the ice, like I don't think he needs to be the voice of
Vegas Golden Knights.
You
yeah.
don't tell a guy with
1,500 assists he can't pass.
yeah,
Or he can't see.
He can't
Like,
Yeah.
fuck,
yeah.
you're an idiot.
Yeah, he's one of the best passers of all
And
time.
then Kane came to Thornton's defense and played enforcer too, and it's like I felt like that was unnecessary. I think Thornton could have handled his own, but
I like that though. I think at that point, Kane has now, Reeves
open that door.
opened that door, so now Kane can jump in and be like, I'm not involved, but Reeves wasn't either, so I'm in.
Yeah.
And
Do you see the fight between Kane and Reeves?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
that was a really good
Well,
scrap.
did you see what they said after that fight too?
Yes.
Yeah,
Reeves
Kane
changed.
chirped him after losing. Yes,
Yeah.
I did see that.
And it was something. And then
Fucking
Reeves
dumbass.
Reeves made his profile picture on Twitter or Facebook or whatever the heck it
The
was.
Muffin Man.
It was
The
the,
Muffin
Muffin
Man.
Man.
For real though, I'm glad that he kind of embraced it and thinks it's funny,
Oh yeah, well,
and he's taking it as a
Kane
joke.
calling him out saying he's supposed to be the toughest guy in the league and he's punching like the Muffin Man or something like that. It was like, you lost the fight.
Yeah, like you can't say
Like,
shit.
You can't say shit. I hate Kane. I hate him with a passion.
I
I like him as a player though.
I give him props for sticking up for Thornton though. Like I
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
I'll
do
give him that.
Yeah.
'Cause
I do
fuck,
like that, and I
Reeves
give
is a
him I give him
laughter, so-
mad nuts for challenging Reeves. Like, he's probably on the list of top 3 guys I don't want to fight in the NHL.
He'd be the last.
I
Actually, I don't even know.
There's
because
obviously a lot of
Buff
names.
is up there. Like
Chara, you can never.
Dude, oh, it can
I'd
change
rather-
within a game.
I'd
Like,
rather
I can
fight
see
Chara than
Weber hit.
Reeves.
I can see Weber just absolutely smear guy, and it's like, you know what? I'd pass.
yeah,
Dude, I don't know how much. I couldn't confidently say either way, but yeah, those guys would
like
both be
Tom
really
Wilson
high.
even in there. Like
See, I'm not
Aaron
so worried
Asham
about
in
him
his
fighting.
prime.
I'm worried about
Who?
him hitting me, Wilson. I'm not worried
I'm
about
not
fighting
worried about
him.
Fighting him. Worried about him
That's
hit
true.
me in the head and give me a concussion.
Yeah.
That's CTE.
But this series is 3-2. That Pacioretty line we were talking about before Game 5, so going into Game 5, they had, I believe it was 28 points as the threesome, and that was the most points in 4 games of a series since Gretzky, Curry, and Tikkanen in
my
in
God.
fucking 80 something.
That's
That's a pretty good comparison.
good stat.
Yeah.
I like that one.
When did Gretzky start in 79? So it must have been 87. I think
Yeah.
I'm mixing up if I saw 78 or 87, but 87 makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fact check you.
Thanks.
Nope. I'll let you have that
Um,
one.
Good.
Keep you on your toes though.
Someone comment in the comments when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Vegas was.
First comment. You overdo.
No, it's
Anyways.
it's always me saying first.
I don't even get it and I upload it. Yeah.
So just to kind of wrap up that Golden Knights Sharks series, what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think Vegas closes it out, or is San Jose going to be able to rally and come down from 3-1?
I like Vegas' odds, I think. Having Marc-Andre Fleury in that, he's always calm, cool, and collected. And if he needs to win out a series, I think he's going to.
I don't believe in Martin Jones. Not a chance.
Yeah,
No, it's
true.
over. And it sounds stupid just because of how during the offseason we were debating about San Jose being the best team on paper with Carlson and with Burns, and it's crazy that it's like, oh, first round, yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them making
And it's
past
just
that.
because they're goalie.
Yeah, but you know
Like-
what? It's
We talked about it
not
before.
even his goalie. It's not even the goalie. It's like how he's. It's
How he looks.
how he's playing right now.
And even
That's
with-
all it comes down to. I think Martin
Yeah.
Jones is the number one. I think he's a decent goalie, but right now doesn't matter. He's not that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
He's
agree
not
with
himself.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the playoff, and he hadn't been good. He had an 895 like in the
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
and we were hoping playoff version would be a little different, and it hasn't been. It's even worse now.
that. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do
I
you
think
consider Dell? Do you even?
I think have they started him in any game yet?
No.
Okay, because
They
he got pulled.
Yeah, they pulled Martin Jones twice, I think, now.
Okay.
And have had. Dell
I
in
don't
there.
think so because Dell hasn't been better.
Yeah.
Dell's been
That is true.
as bad when he goes in. So I think you got to play your guy with more pedigree and
Yeah.
who's been there before. But
Experience and stuff. Yeah.
That's a team that I could see maybe try and go for Varlamov for some backup, for some assistance for next year.
last
but
thing about San
yeah.
Jose, if they do lose this round, I don't think they re-sign Carlson.
I don't think Carlson will re-sign with them. I think there's a difference in.
In
Yeah.
general. So you
Yeah.
just think he won't resign in general, even if they win the Stanley Cup?
I think that Carlson knows where he wants to go.
He already knows, and he's.
See,
Dude, I could realistically, I think he's gonna go straight Kevin Durant, and he's gonna go. He's
Oh.
gonna go to the bad guys. He's gonna go to the Knights, join his buddy Stone. Kind of played a little bit in Ottawa. I don't know
That
if you
would
guys
be
knew
bold.
about
I'd like
this.
that.
And that top pair right defenseman on Vegas is wide open. There's nobody really.
Who is it even? Who's the top?
Well, because they have Schmidt and Theodore on the left. On the
Left.
right side, they have Miller, who's not bad. England, who's not bad.
but there's not a one.
But there's
It's-
not a.
they- yeah,
there's
they don't
not a
have-
one there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just
Okay.
have committee, which it works, but
Yeah.
I could just totally see it happening. Anyways,
Hop into three.
yeah,
stars?
we'll do 3 stars and wrap up this afternoon pod.
Yeah. So starting off with the third star, it's not exactly a person, but it's kind of a day, and
Oh yes.
tomorrow is a special day in a certain community.
My heart.
It is 420, which is
420.
a special day for some people. Does anyone know why 420 is the weed day or the thing? Do either of you guys know why that's a
Hitler's
thing?
birthday.
It is a fact, but it's not a.
I think I know.
reasoning.
But
Do you want to guess?
I no. Just say
Okay.
it.
I only learned this like it was
It's
2
something to
years
do with
ago.
the numbers, right? It's like the 4 and the 20, and then that's the date they put on it. Go, just say it.
It used to be the police call for when they were like for pot or for when like they caught someone with marijuana or whatever.
Yeah, we
It
got
wa-
420.
We got a 420.
Okay,
So
that is what I thought it
people
was.
turned that into, I got some 420 or whatever,
yeah.
and
Love it.
ha ha ha.
I did hear that.
Now we have a special day. So be safe out there, everyone. I know it's legal in Canada now, but make sure wherever you're doing it, it's safe and it
Don't
is
get too
legal,
crazy.
and you're of age and all that stuff. So
Just have a good time.
have a good time.
Get some munchies. Have a good time. Sit
Stay
down,
safe.
relax. Second star is going to Jesus Christ himself in giving us a good Friday. I need a day off. Feels good. This is great. Thanks, buddy.
Really, really fought hard for us.
Yeah.
He did.
First star goes to a classmate of mine. Goes by Ben.
Hi, Ben.
He literally I'm also loving that he's getting a star because he has no idea that we even do the podcast. But anyways,
Shout out to Ben.
he came to my exam with a box of fucking crayons.
4.
Because he did the math beforehand and the exam wasn't gonna matter because he had enough. He knew he wasn't gonna fail
Was this an art
and he knew he
exam?
wasn't gonna get 100% on it. Nope.
It wasn't an art
No.
exam.
Nope.
What class was it?
Geotechnical fundamentals.
What the fuck is that?
Crayola. And those words have never gone together in my lifetime.
It's how you analyze dirt.
That
And he
sounds literally like the most
And he
boring
literally just
thing
drew
ever.
the dumbest things. And
What did he draw on there?
Did you draw dirt?
He drew. He drew a bunch of things, and he said like for one of them, it was like a question saying like name all types of rocks, and then in the blank that it had there, he literally just wrote, I don't know, but here's a volcano, and then he would literally just draw a huge. Yeah, like it's literally the dumbest stuff.
Matt, if you did that, like, because I know, like,
He drew a unicorn.
how big are
as
your
well.
classes?
Like, it was just.
How big are your classes?
We normally have 30, but for the exams, we were like in a huge gym of like 200 people.
Oh, okay. Because, like, I'm thinking, like, the time I was in university, even if I had, like, a good mark in a class and I didn't need any higher or anything like that, I still wouldn't do that. That would scare the shit out of me. Like,
I
they
would not
like,
have
go
the
to,
nuts. Like,
Like,
Yeah,
I
same
feel like
here.
they'd go to, like, the dean or something like that, or, like,
And-
that's
and-
scary.
Hence why he's number 1 star.
I also think like even if I did crunch the numbers and look at okay, well I can't drop a grade and I also can't gain a grade, I would have like a double check and I'd be like, this is gonna fuck me over. Like,
I'm gonna try a little bit just to make sure. Like,
Yeah.
but that's
good,
crazy.
good for you.
Yeah, good
Ben.
for you, Ben.
Way to
Alrighty.
keep life exciting.
Follow Puck Boys on Twitter at the Puck Boys and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Yeah, we normally release on Tuesdays. This
Yeah,
week was
recording on
this week was a
Friday.
little bit weird.
A little weird, but it's fine.
Yeah, I got exams coming up next week, so
Yep,
it's
so
gonna
we'll
be
see.
kind of tough.
but we should record one before the second round starts. So look out for the next round podcast coming out before that.
Alrighty.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Yeah,
Peace.
cheers.
Thanks for listening.